Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So today we've got the Royal Titans, the first look and rewards. This looks pretty exciting. So we've got the Royal Titans. So Brand R and Elric have been expanding their territory from the depths of Karamja Volcano and the Asgarnia Ice Dungeon respectively. Unfortunately, this expansion streak has thrown both of them into a violent meeting in the middle. It's up to you to cool tempers down with your signature means of conflict resolution, fighting them both to the death simultaneously. So the Royal Titans are a dual boss designed to be fought as a duo, but with the option to fight them solo or in a larger group. We're targeting players around the level 90 to 110 combat range here, building on the successes of Scurrious and Perilous Moons to create an encounter that focuses heavily on key building blocks in any player's like PVM kind of learning, which is great. Another sort of mid combat thing that really teaches players on how to PVM, which is great. Yeah, so like gear switching, etc. This should be a step above Scurrious and Perilous Moons, but shouldn't prove too challenging for experienced PVMers. Though it should still be an enjoyable experience. Great. For the fight itself, you find yourself stuck in the middle of Brandar and Elric, and have to make use of a small arena to whittle both of them down before striking quick killing blows. You want to bring them down as close together as possible, since without the opposing element to balance them out, you might find yourself dealing with an enraged titan. So that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me almost of the gargoyles. So I'm not going to read all of this. Feel free to either pause it or check out the wiki, but it goes a little bit more over how the fight and certain mechanics will work, but they don't get into anything too heavy. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the rewards now. So as we've mentioned, your best rewards output will come from taking these down side by side with an elf, or perhaps side by side with a friend. So be sure to keep that in mind. Before we talk about uniques, let's chat loot mechanics. Similar to Araxor, loot from Brandar and Elric won't drop to the floor, but will be obtained from you interacting with their corpse. Lovely. So what this means is after completion, you'll choose either Brandar or Elric to loot, but not both. That is interesting. They'll have similar regular loot, but each of them will offer distinct uniques, allowing you to target whichever ones you're most interested in or missing. I really like that, to be honest, because it's one of those things where people will be complaining about being dry, and this is sort of a way to fix that. They won't be able to do this with everything, but it is very interesting that you can do that. I'm wondering if there's going to be a pet for both as well, because, that's cool. In larger groups, the top two players each get to loot one Titan, which could mean both players looting the same Titan or opposite Titans. That's weird. So imagine you're in a group of 5 and only the 2 people that do the most damage get to loot. That's funny. Now let's talk uniques. Given the kinds of players we're targeting here, we're naturally exploring gaps that we believe could be filled and serve as neat stepping stones on a player's journey. So let's take a look at this. We've got the Twin Flame Staff, and then we've also got Mystic Vigor and Dead Eyes. So it looks like 2 new prayer scrolls and a new staff. And is this a new necklace too? So first of all, we're going to look at the Twin Flame Staff. So the Twin Flame Staff is a tradable staff made up of 1 piece dropped by Elric and 1 piece dropped by Bandar. Okay, each of these components are tradable in their own right, but don't do anything unless combined with the corresponding part. You'll need 60 magic to equip the Twin Flame Staff, which allows you to auto-cast spells from the standard spellbook with a twist. If you're using the Twin Flame Staff and attacking an NPC with an elemental weakness, the staff will automatically cast elemental spells up to wave spells. Surge spells are too powerful for the staff to augment that the NPC is weak to. So as long as you have the means to do so, meaning the appropriate magic level and runes. So this is going to be really nice actually for lower level to mid-level Slayer, or even for Ironmans, because if you just have some runes like in a rune pouch or something like that, it'll automatically cast the one that they are weak to, which also will help you learn in the process. Unlike regular old spell casting, the Twin Flame Staff boasts a 6-tick attack rate with the added effect of firing off a spell echo effect. You'll fire off 2 spells at once, though only your initial spell cast will use runes, so that's cool, you actually save some runes. With the second hit landing a tick after the first, dealing up to 40% of your maximum magic damage with the spell that you're using. This slower attack speed gives you a really weighty feeling and also means that the occasional miss tick is less impactful for players using it, putting it in an interesting position. I'm a huge fan of this because, you know, you hit a 0, it's kind of annoying. Your second hit could hit as well, and it kind of makes it feel like magic, you know what I mean? I'm a fan. Next, we have Untradeable Prayer Scrolls. Now, I believe this is something I wish they added to the game a long time ago before I got into the Chambers of Xeric. So, to recap, our focus with the Royal Titans is on gear switching for players starting to get deeper into their PvM journey. With this in mind, we'd like to explore some untradeable prayer scrolls that grant players access to Dead Eye and Mystic Vigor, serving as stepping stone prayers between Eagle Eye and Rigor and Mystic Might and Augury, respectively. This exciting jump between the likes of Eagle Eye and Rigor is huge. We believe there's space here that can give mid-game players more to work towards while still leaving Rigor and Augury as sufficient upgrades. This is so good because for the longest time I was still using Eagle Eye and I guess whatever it's called, Mystic Might, like literally until I was maxed. So having something like this in the game before you can hop into the chambers is awesome. So here is a chart of the ranged prayer. So obviously like Eagle Eye, right? It would be like something like this, like attack range percentage 15. And then the range strength would be like right here, right? So as you can see, the Dead Eye is a massive jump with that, and then Rigor is even more of a jump, so it is like directly in the middle, which is very nice. And I believe it will be the exact same thing with Mystic Vigor. We have the Mystic Might right here with the magic damage percentage, and then we've got Mystic Rigor right here with a little bit more, and then Augury here. So it's still very impactful to go to the chambers later, but this is very good for the middle. Shiverly, earlier this year we floated the idea of a Shiverly prayer scroll as a reward from undead pirates, allowing players to avoid completion of King's Ransom. As we know, this didn't make it past the polls, whilst you made it clear that having Shiverly unlock from undead pirates in the wilderness didn't feel appropriate. Again, another wilderness update that didn't pass. There was an appetite for changes to Shiverly to give it real use and serve as a better milestone in your journeys throughout Gielinor. Yeah, it's one thing I've always personally talked about is you never really use it because by the time you unlock it, you're just going to use Piety anyways. So with Royal Titans and our proposals for Dead Eye and Mystic Vigor, we believe that changes to Shiverly do make sense here, allowing it to sit in line with these new offerings to effectively be the melee component of a new tier of prayers. Shiverly, Dead Eye, and Mystic Vigor sitting below Piety, Rigor, and Augury. I'm a huge fan of this. So are they going to be doing it? I guess I don't know if it's going to be dropped from these guys or how. I didn't really catch that, but again, it's like basically the same thing. If you look at the chart, it is in the middle. So we've got Desecrated Pages. Eldrick and Brandar are no strangers to spot of magic, so they'll never go anywhere without their trusty spellbook. While the pages within may prove impossible for you to decipher for yourself, they're still worth nabbing if you're able to. Alongside looting the bosses or sacrificing your loot for an extra roll on the pet, you'll have a third choice available to you, stealing Desecrated Pages from the Royal Titan's spellbook. On their own, these pages aren't particularly impressive, but take them to a pyromancer or dip them into the rewards pool at Temporis, and you'll be able to turn them into burnt or soaked pages. I've been wanting something like this for a long time, because it's one of those things where you get some burnt pages and you're like, I don't really want to use them because I might need them in the future, but a way of actually getting them now, this is amazing. So the reasoning here is that burnt and soaked pages have no combat oriented drop source. We believe that a piece of content leaning heavily into elemental weakness represents a perfect opportunity to add a reliable source of these pages. Exactly, man, at the expense of a traditional loot roll. So it's one of those things where you won't passively get them over time, but it is a way to get them. So at the moment, we're targeting an average of 8 to 12 of these pages every time you choose to steal from the Titan's book, which should work out at less loot than your regular loot / uniques, but give you the option to target farm pages if you'd like. So this means it's for Ironman. We're hoping that this should help address some of the hesitancy to use your elemental spells without having the pages, while feeling like it takes far too long to grab these pages for them to feel worth using. 100%. I don't think I used a couple of the Tome of Fire ones, but that's it, because they're just so freaking rare. It should also make for an interesting niche to give you rewards to come back for long term. So that is very, very cool, because, you know, people may want to go for the pet, they may want to get better at the bosses. I like that incentive. Alright, so wrapping up for real this time, that's all we've got. Let's sum things up. So the Royal Titans are a dual boss located in the Asgarnia Ice Dungeon, designed to be fought by duos, though you're able to fight them solo or in larger groups, with a heavy focus on gear switching for mid-game players as a step up from the likes of Scurious or Perilous Moons. For your troubles, you could earn a unique staff with some interesting interactions with the elemental weakness system, a new source of pages for the Tome of Fire and Water, a brand new prayers, Deadeye and Mystic Vigor to chase before setting your sights on the chambers of Zarek for Rigor and Augury. We're also looking at adjustments to Shiver so that it slots in alongside these two in a more sensible fashion. If you're more an experienced player, you'll be able to earn a brand new pet. Also, it's one pet. Interesting. And can use a sacrifice system similar to Araxor's to improve your odds. Nice. I'm a big fan of this. I think this is going to be great for the game. Definitely let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of these new bosses, if you're going to be taking part in them, if you're excited, if you think the rewards are balanced. I would be very curious to know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.